Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel Make SAP Simple. So today's video is about SAP then and now. That means how SAP has been evolved in few years. Okay. So previously, what happens? So SAP is referred as ECC. Okay, where the business application or business logic is tightly coupled with a database, then application server. Okay, into a single box, and then we have the presentation server. That means we have the classical UI to interact with the SAP systems. Okay, so we normally refer the SAP system as ECC system, as you can see here. Okay, so in that case, what happens? We have the database, then we have the application server, then we have the presentation server. Okay, so presentation server is mostly used for user interaction, so as well as the technical users as well as the end users both use the presentation server to interact with ECC or SAP. Okay, so in that case, the code has been written by the presentation server or classic UI. Okay, classic UI, that means user interface. Okay, so in SAP we call it as GUI, that is graphical user interface. Okay, so here, okay, so GUI means graphical user interface. So when you write a code, so if you have some understanding of the SAP or basic understanding of the SAP, so mostly in SAP programmings or anything, we update the data into database, and when needed we retrieve the data from the database and display it in a meaningful or in a formatted manner, which helps our business to take some business decision. Okay, so in that case, what happens? We are writing the code in our GUI or classic UI, then it calls different work processes, and this has been handled using application server, and the select query or whatever logic is written in our program, it runs here. Okay, then the necessary results has been transferred to UI, right? So in that case, from a user interface, you are sending the data to the SAP system, and SAP system or the database gives us the result through application server, and you are displaying in the UI, and all this happens in a single box. Okay, so this everything, so everything is happening in single box. So the data, the business logic, and the UI is coupled in a single system. Okay, we call it as ECP. So this was before. Okay, when HANA came, the database has been changed to HANA. Okay, before HANA, SAP ECC can be used with any database. Okay, but after HANA, SAP recommends to use HANA DB. Okay, because after HANA, okay, okay, so now what happens? This HANA database has been used. Okay, so this database instance for SAP has been used only HANA Okay, HANA DB. So after this, what happens? The same thing they did, and it is being renamed as S4 HANA. Okay, that means whatever the business logic was there, right? So till now, what happens? It is using any database, and now they are using HANA database, and HANA database is in-memory database, as well as it is storing the data column wise. Okay, so to get the maximum benefit of HANA, all the business logic been rewritten. Okay, that means what is business logic? So all the business processes defined in the modules such as SD, MM, FI, so those are we call this as business logic. Okay, so all those modules have been rewritten so that they can be benefited from HANA database. Okay, so in that case they have used only HANA database. Okay, because HANA database is the only database which can be, which is in memory database, which can do the calculations, aggregation functions and everything, and it also stores the data in a columnar format. Okay, so because of that they made this database. Okay, only HANA. Okay, and whatever this was in ECC, they made it as S4 HANA. Okay, the application servers are still there, but most of the select statements or modify statements or data aggregations, so everything being started, everything has been done now in the database. Okay, what does that aggregation means? So previously if we have to select data from multiple tables, we are selecting separately, then we are doing the loop into internal table, and based on that particular record, and we are again reading different tables. Okay, so how it is, let me tell you. Okay, not this one. So look at ITA into work area A. So this is one internal table, and here we are using again read from ITB into work area B with key field 1 equal to work area A hyphen field 1. Okay, so this was the code we were using before. That means we have selected data from two different tables, internal tables. Okay, and then using the, and so in that case, for a single record from this internal table ITA, we are selecting records from internal table B. Okay, so in that case all the operations, aggregation operations or any data selections and everything, those are being happened in the application server. Okay, but after this HANA database, what they have done, after HANA DB, they are using this joins. Okay, then group by, right, order by, union. So all these aggregate functions they are using to select the data. That means all the formatting or data has been happening on the database itself. Okay, that means the less amount of data being transferred to application server, and then it is being sent to the classic user interface or classic GUI. Okay, some people call it as GUI as well. So that is what happening till now. Now, so after this, there is a biggest leap is coming in SAP. Okay, so till now it is everything is simple, there is nothing changed, same UI you are using, same code you have written, and same it is going to the database and everything. Okay, so after that the biggest change happening in SAP. So they have introduced three things. Okay, one is HANA-DB. Okay, so this is being treated as the database, okay, or the core system. Okay, so, and second thing, the UI has been changed. Okay, though the GUI is still used in the core system, but the normal UI has been changed for end user as well as for developers. Okay, no, I would not say the developers, but I will say end users. Okay, so what UI they are using now? Fury apps. Okay, this is a web based UI. It's a web applications. Okay, that means you will open the applications in a web browser. Okay, so now third thing is you need the communications between this UI to your core system. Okay, so how you can do it? So for this they have used OData services. Okay, so here if you see, a single developer is doing all the jobs. Okay, so he will write the necessary select statements or views or necessary business logic, and using this module pool program or webdyn pro, the developer is only going to create the user interface for end user. Okay, but after this or currently whatever SAP is following, so they have an SAP system, we call it as S/4HANA or any SAP ECC system. Okay, so that is a core system. Then they are using a different UI or Fury applications. Okay, so normally you were creating a material. Okay, so in that case you are using mm01, but now you will log into the Fury URL or user interface, use Fury user interface, and then you will use the necessary Fury applications to create the material. Okay, so coming to this, okay, though this part still being handled by the above developer. Okay, and this has been handled by theory of developers or UI5 developers. Okay, and then OData services also handled by so now you need three consultants to do the work. Okay, one for UI, one for the code development, and one for the communications where you create OData services. Okay, so in current scenario, if you want to be a SAP developer, then you need to know ABAP as well as UI as well as OData services. Okay, so in this case, what you will do, you will create programs. Okay, then views, MDPs. Okay, and if there is any classical developments, okay, all these things will be done on SAP S4 HANA. Okay, then this part used to create the UI or Fury apps, and here so in this case OData services will be created. Okay, so so previously all this was happening in a single box, but now here in this case it is totally different. Okay, so here we are using the development tools such as classic ID, that is, and then Eclipse, then HANA Studio. Okay, and here tools used is Eclipse, okay, or web IDE, and this is recommended. So now I think you understand how SAP has been changed before and now. Okay, so I think this video will help you to choose which way you need to go now. If you want to be an SAP technical consultant, now you know which path you need to select. Okay, so see you all then. In next session we will discuss about the SAP BTP. Okay, till then take care, bye, and kindly share this video with your friends and colleagues. See you on next class. Okay, bye.